Here is a quick explanation of the original gun trick originated by Ken Krenzel in 1978 in his book The Card Classics of Ken Krenzel. This is an impromptu version which made it very popular. Frank Garcia, Michael Lamar also popularized this effect. First, the cards are woven together. The spectator says stop. At that point, you catch a break all the way down at the bottom as you pull back upon the card that they looked at, so you have a break on the bottom half. The cards are shaped into a gun formation. Then you take one of the cards, top or bottom, place it into the gun, but it actually goes into the break that you've held. And when you snap the card in, you snap it in with your finger, it shoots one card out, and the card that flies out is the spectator's selected card. What you're about to see is my version of the gun trick reloaded. It's not impromptu, it's more of a formal presentation, giving more visualness and depth of mystery. There are many apps that you can download from the internet. This is a gun app that I found where it really does produce the sound and the looks of just about any gun that you want to download. It's a free app to use. This is the gun that I've chosen from one of the apps. As you can hear, it's quite loud. So basically, you're going to need a gun app downloaded from the internet, deck of playing cards which get shuffled, because a spectator is going to select one of these cards. They'll be shuffled until they say stop, and then I'll stop shuffling, and that's how we'll find your card. So let me shuffle. You say stop anytime you want, and I'll stop. There. Okay, if that's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. You've stopped me on the two of spades. That'll be your selection. Now we need to sign that two of spades so that the next time you see it, you know it's going to be the exact same card, the two of spades. So give me a 3-digit PIN number, which I'll write down. You've given me a 5. Another number would be another 5, okay? And the last number you gave me would have been, you said a 2, so I wrote down your PIN number 552 upon your selection. Now your card gets lost back into the deck, and then the cards get put back into the card case. For the magic is just about ready to happen. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to use the gun to shoot your card. Yes, I said shoot your card out of midair from this deck of playing cards. Let me loosen the flap so the card can fly out, and if I get lucky, I've been practicing quite a bit. Without space restrictions like I had in the video, you can flick the card extremely high up in the air before you shoot it down. And it does fly up out of the pack, your same card, 552, with 3 bullet holes in it. A signed selected card flies up out of the deck upon its own and gets shot down. Here's the explanation for the gun trick reloaded. You're going to need a duplicate of the card that you're going to be shooting down or enforced upon them. I've taken my 4 of spades and I've punched 3 holes with a paper punch. Then I've taken a little bit of sandpaper and I filed down the holes to make them look like they've been shot through or burned through with a bullet. Now when the card is placed upon the back of another card, those holes disappear. Even at a very, very close distance, the holes are virtually invisible. And that's what's going to make us be able to sign that card and have a signed card all of a sudden have bullet holes in it. Now, the other 4 of spades from your deck that has roughing fluid on it, only on the top half. This is how I made it. I simply took some Plasti Dip and I placed some post-it notes over top of the card that I'm going to force. I made several of them, as you can see. When the Plasti Dip comes out, it looks like it's very, very thick, but it dries very fast and very thin and very clear upon the back of the card. So the original 4 spades from the pack has roughing fluid on the top half, so that when the card with the holes is placed upon top, It's virtually invisible. As you can see, I'm up very, very close to the camera. You cannot see the holes in that top card, the four of spades. Now, the roughing fluid enables you to do a beautiful double lift. There's no effort at all. You simply push it off and turn it over with complete freedom. Next, you'll need a rubber thumb tip, but since I didn't have one made of rubber, just a plastic thumb tip, I made a rubber thumb tip, a DIY version, taking the top from a spray bottle, a plastic top that fit my thumb, and then part of a work glove, a rubber work glove, cut the finger out, just the tip, and glued that to the top of the spray bottle. Then on the inside I have a magnet which is stuck in there with a little bit of silly putty. I also have a strong magnet on a piece of plastic that is going to be going into my back pocket. This is just a homemade holdout, a magnetic holdout, so that whenever the thumb tip goes to the back pocket, it is magnetically attached so I can grab it, steal it whenever I want. Now, since this thumb tip, the homemade version, is never really seen in the presentation, it really didn't matter what it looked like. With the gun app on your phone, you're ready to go. Keep in mind, the top two cards of the deck, the top card has the holes in it for the bullet holes, and underneath that top card is the regular four of spades. You instruct the spectator to say stop at some point as you shuffle the cards. You turn the deck face down to start to shuffle. When you take off the first packet of cards, you hold them back, pinching them, keeping a large break, as you can see from the back. You hold them back underneath the packet as you continue pulling cards off from the top of the pack. Whenever they say stop, that's when you let go of the cards you're holding back in behind and they fall on top of the packet in the left hand. This is the double card that you're turning over. Very easily done because of the plasti dip or the roughing fluid. When the spectator gives you a 3-digit number as a pin code for a signature on that card, you write the numbers down the center of the card because the bullet holes were off center. None of the holes were exactly right down the center. So you're not going to be writing over top of one of the bullet holes. So now it's very easy to get a break under the top card because we have to do a double undercut. You get a break under the top card. You set the bottom half on top, picking up the break, completing the cut, which brings the bullet card, the signed card with the pin number, to the bottom of the pack. I usually finish off the double undercut by taking a small packet from the top, fanning them, and placing them in the middle of the pack. I need to get a break under that bottom card now so I can push it off to the side and get a pinky break as you see there, or sometimes I like to push the entire deck forward so I can get a break underneath the bottom card. Either way, you get a break above the signed card on the bottom, because now I'm going to load that card onto the card case. The card case must be face down as you see here, and as the hands come together briefly, the card on the bottom of the deck is loaded onto the back of the card case upon the outside of the card case. As the hands come together, they are very close to each other. The card case is turned over and the bottom card is secretly added. When it's done with fluid motion, it's actually a very deceptive loading of that bottom card onto the back of the card case. The entire deck goes into the case, the flap is closed, the card has been secretly loaded to the bottom. When you set the card case down, be sure you set it in a position where you can pick it up without exposing that card upon the back side of the card case. As you're showing the gun upon your phone, placing the magic marker away and secretly stealing the rubber thumb tip magnetically attached to your back pocket as you place the marker away, picking up the deck of cards from the table, be sure not to expose the thumb tip, keeping it upon the back side of the box, and now you're ready, as you see here, to flick your thumb upward and that card on the back of the box will spin up into the air. So you pull up the flap of the card box so you can tell them the card's going to magically fly up out of the card box, and I'm going to shoot it down. And as you can see here, you simply flick it with your thumb and that card will pop up. When performing this without any space restrictions, you can flick that card extremely high up into the air, and as it spins its way back down, you shoot 3 times to have 3 bullet holes now right through that card. The spectator's sign card with his pin code still upon the back side. So the spectator's freely selected card, which clearly had no bullet holes in it to begin with, was shot down from the air, and when it landed, the pin code was still on it with 3 bullet holes right through the card.